Alright, in this video we're going to look at questions 44 through 46, and these are from Unit 5. This is just simplifying fractions. So recall the process here will be to factor, factor, cancel. Factor, factor, cancel, factor, factor, cancel. Okay, so recall your steps for factoring. You always check for greatest common factor first. If there's two terms, you look for difference of squares, and if there's three terms, it's opposite of FOIL. So, first thing we're going to check for is common factor. 4 and 12 looks like that has a common factor of 4. And then you're going to have something plus something. We take a 4 out of 4x, that leaves you with x. Take a 4 out of 12, that leaves you with 3. Now remember that because we're factoring both of these and then canceling, there's a good chance that something on the top is going to cancel with something on the bottom. Okay? Well, doesn't look like the 4 is going to cancel, so I mean there's a good chance that there's an x plus 3 in here. Well, we've got two terms. There is no common factor. So if it's two terms, we're looking for a difference of squares. And remember, difference of squares would factor into conjugates, where they're the same but opposites. Well, this is a perfect square, that's a perfect square, and there's a good chance this is x plus 3. Well, and the difference of squares, they have to be the same. Well, this would be x, this would be 3, but remember they're the same but opposite signs. So x times x is x squared. Your outers would get you 3x, your inners would get you negative 3x, those would cancel, and your last terms would get you the negative 9. So then here, the x plus 3's then cancel, and then you're left with 4 over x minus 3. Okay? In question 45, again, let's do common factor. So always check for common factor first. So here, looks like there's a 4 in both, and looks like there's an x in both, so we got a 4x this time, which leaves you with an x minus, and looks like that's 3. So here we've got an x minus 3. So now we're going to look for a common factor here. 8 and 16, looks like that's a common factor of 8, and there's an x in both. Okay, and then if you take out an 8x out of 8x squared, leaves you with an x, plus take an 8 out of 16x, that leaves you with a 2. So it looks like these aren't going to cancel, but how many 4x's are there in 8x? Well, the x's are going to cancel, and 4ace is 1/2. So on the top, looks like we've got 1 times x minus 3, which is just x minus 3, over 2 times x plus 2. So there's your simplified fraction on 45. Okay, on 46, again, let's check for greatest common factor. You've got a 1, so if you have a 1 as one of your numbers, there's no common factor there, and there's not an x all the way through the top. So that means this must factor into 3 terms, which is opposite of FOIL. So the first times the first has to get you the first, so that's got to be x. The last term times the last term has to get you the last term, so we need factors of 18 that will get you 9. Well, what are the factors of 18? We got 1 and 18, can't get a 9 out of that. We've got 2 and 9, can't get a 9 out of that. We've got 3 and 6, hey, those look like that can get you a 9. So this is a 3 and a 6, and since everything's positive, these both have to be plus. Okay, and in the denominator, looks like there's a common factor of x, which leaves you with x plus 3 after you pull the x out of both. And look, the x plus 3's cancel, which leaves you with x plus 6 over x. Okay, so there's simplifying fractions.